And, oh boy, today we have somebody very special we're going to be talking with today, ladies and gentlemen. This guy's been one of my heroes for years and years and years. The legendary performer, Mr. Jimmy Borges, is going to be our special guest today. Jimmy, welcome to Pacific Network.
I'm very happy to be here. I'm always happy to be with you, Frank, because it's always an adventure. You are an adventure. You're a better ride than they have in Disneyland.
Thank you very much. And we have ridden together.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
Listen, we're going out throughout the entire planet right now.
That's wonderful.
That's it.
I'm excited about this because this is a brand new world for me. I'm anachronistic when it comes to...
Anachronistic? Let's get a reading on that.
You know, when it comes to this new medium, and I'm excited about being part of it.
Well, you know, there's a lot of people out there, I'm sure, who don't know who Jimmy Borges is.
There's a bunch.
But there's a lot of folks who have left the islands, who are now probably sitting in their offices or at home watching this presentation and making the connection once again. So this is the great thing about it.
I'm excited. I'm really excited.
A lot of people don't really know about Jimmy and your island roots. Okay, you grew up where, Jimmy? What part of the island?
Well, I'm a Kalihi boy. It seems like everybody came from Kalihi that was in entertainment, but I am. I was born in Kalihi in June 1st, 1935, many years ago. And back then, Kalihi was like what Kapahulu is now, or Kaimaki. A lot of trees and a lot of homes.
A lot of mangoes.
A lot of
mango trees.
In our yard, we had mango trees, vives, all these different kind of trees, sawasap.
Remember smoky days when I was growing up in Kapahulu, we had manapua, man.
Go
ahead, do it.
With the long bamboo, manapua pepeyao, manapua pepeyao, and he would come by, and that was so good. And they would bring in the manapua and the chow fun. The chow fun would be in the brown bag, and then you would eat the chow fun, 10 cents a bag, and then you would suck on the bag because it's just like the crack seed. You would just suck on the bag. It was,
and
it was really on
the manapua had weight.
Yeah, it was big and fat.
Manapua, you got there's nothing in the manapua.
You get maybe 2 for a nickel or something like that.
Yeah. No, those were amazing times. So Kalihi. Now you know, going through the Kalihi mode, and everybody thinks Kalihi rough and tumble. Was it
no. There was a very loving, warm, arboreal. It was a family.
Arboreal. Get that down.
A lot of trees, a lot of bushes and hedges, and a lot of families.
The farm, was there some farming up there? I know Kapahulu side back.
Actually, we had some truck farmers that were right down the street from us. They were truck farmers.
So your dad, what did your dad do?
My dad was in insurance business. And so from the time, my mother was 17 when I was born, my dad was 19, graduated from St. Louis. My mother was a Sacred Hearts girl. Wow. You know, and
a lot of saints in your family.
Too many. There were too many saints, and that was a major problem we had.
Yeah.
So I was trying to make something like that, change that thrust.
Nice. You know, so what were you listening to when you were as a kid? I mean, musically, what was your head? Where were you focused?
This is how it came about. My focus toward jazz came about because when the war started, I was 6.5 years old. Before that, I was singing. My mother said, she swears on the Bible that I was singing Pennies from Heaven at the age of 1.5. Whether that was true or not doesn't really matter, but obviously I was into music.
Yeah.
But when the war started, they had these records. The GIs were, of course, they inundated Hawaii and Oahu, and so they had these what they called V records. And my mother and her aunties had a hot dog stand right in Kalihi, right across from the Kalihi fire station, Kalihi and South Lake.
Yeah.
And they had a hot dog stand, and the GIs would stop in their trucks. They were making bundles of money. They made bundles of money. And so the GIs would give my mother like these big records. She'd come home and play it, and on these records was Tommy Dorsey and Jimmy Dorsey and all these big bands, Frank Sinatra, all the great singers.
Wow.
And I would play this at home, and I heard these big bands, and that was the beginning of my love for big band music and that kind of vocalizing.
Yeah, big band was a hip thing.
That was it. And the big band and the leaders were big stars, and the singers were big stars.